And we take you to Houston, where the Bills are looking for their first playoff win in 25 years. They're up 16-0. What could go wrong?
Texans have it. 1st and 10 from the Bills' 20. They're down 16. Watson, play action. He's running. 20, 15, 10. Breaks a tackle. 5. He's carrying members of the Bills into the end zone. Houston is on the board. Texans would go on to win in overtime, 22-19. Those poor Bills fans, Bills Mafia. In NOLA, where Kyle Rudolph's nose is leading Mike Zimmer's sleigh to the divisional round, while Drew Brees and his birthmark experience heartbreak yet again.
And we are in overtime, and the Minnesota Vikings have the ball at the Saints' 4-yard line. 3rd and goal. A touchdown here will win it. Kirk Cousins, Mr. Not Primetime, takes the snap. He looks left. He throws to Kyle Rudolph, who pushes off and catches a touchdown. No flags. The Vikings win the game, and they are headed to San Francisco.
Vikings 26, Saints 20. What a wild card weekend it was, Zach. How you doing?
I'm doing great because my team did not play. Not because they aren't in the playoffs, but because they had the bye. And it was a fantastic weekend, no pressure, just watching great football. Even though I was at work, I still got to watch a lot of football.
And let's just tell the listeners, it's been a while. But yeah, it has been a while since we have recorded. We're back for the holidays. I know everyone's knocking on our door, wanting the next episode. You finally have it. Zach, speaking as a Ravens fan, you were kind of aware of how the seeding worked. The Ravens were going to get the worst seed to win. Were you hoping it was going to be the Titans Saturday night, or which one were you kind of? Because you knew Saturday night, if the Titans win, you get them. If the Patriots win, you get Houston, a team you already killed. So that's I was kind of wondering where your head was at, looking at the scores.
Yeah, for me it was really a Sophie's choice because we played the Titans, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, we played them in the preseason. I'd have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure we did. And they beat us, but I mean it's preseason. And so I don't really know if I want to play the Titans, a team we haven't played before that haven't really had that, shot of getting experience against us, or I want to play a team I know that we can't. I know for a fact that we can beat. And no pun intended, but Tannehill is kind of a wild card. I mean, he only threw for like 70-something, was it 74 passing yards?
Yeah, and we'll get into it later. He didn't even need to.
Yeah, right. Derrick Henry is very scary. If you look at the one of our 2 losses to the Browns, who Chubb had a field day with us. So I'd say that I probably would have preferred to play the Texans just because I feel like our pass defense is a lot better than our run defense, and the Texans' run game does not scare me as much as the Titans.
Yeah, I would be in the same boat as you, and that's what I was kind of thinking watching the game, is that Houston is a matchup, or Baltimore is a matchup nightmare for Houston. Soft run defense Houston has, and like you said, their rushing attack, Duke Johnson and Carlos Hyde, actually they've been effective. They don't really scare anybody. But yeah, I was just wondering what kind of your mindset was. But which game do you want to dive in first? Because you had 4 great ones, and really it was kind of like the 4th game, the last one, didn't go to overtime, which kind of sucked. I was just kind of expecting it to. But which game do you want to start with out of the 4?
Let's start with the Titans and the Patriots, the game that I got the most joy from.
So, yeah, let me be the first person on earth to ask this. Is the Patriots dynasty over? Zach, what do you think?
I sure hope so. I sure hope so.
I don't.
It just depends on how the draft goes and how free agency goes, and what if Tom Brady's able to if he continues to give them that hometown discount where they can go out and get Brady some weapons. If I'm them, I know Brady, he's got if at all one good solid year left in him. You'd think. I don't think he's going to retire. I think he's coming back. I'm seeing a lot of rumors out there. Oh, he's going to go to he could go to the Chargers, or he could go to he's going to end up going somewhere else. He's either staying or he's done. I never really bought into the he's going to go play somewhere else. That would really shock me.
Yeah, I couldn't.
But yeah, I think if I'm the Patriots, I would go heavily. I would waste. I would spend every last dollar of the cap room to get him absolutely every single asset I could to even take the PR nightmare that is Antonio Brown and just make a run for it.
Yeah, and like you saw earlier in the year, they played Pittsburgh. They put up almost 40 points, and they played Miami, had a big offensive day. When they had Antonio Brown and Josh Gordon clicking, they actually were a good offense, and Edelman was healthy. They just didn't replace Gronk at all. And I didn't know that they traded Jacob Hollister, that Seahawks tight end, to Seattle. So they drafted him too and let him go. So they had gotten no production from their tight ends. But it's like, could you really see Tom Brady in a Chargers jersey? It's like, you kind of look at color schemes and it's like, yeah, you can cross that out. That's not going to happen. Like, could you ever imagine, like, I don't know, like Peyton Manning with the Jaguars back in the day? Like, give me another one you think that's like no chance. Like that, the color scheme just doesn't work out.
I could never imagine Brady in a color rush Seahawks jersey.
Yeah, that's a good one. Or like, actually, I can't imagine that. Like Ben Roethlisberger in a Redskins jersey.
Yeah, red. Yeah,
red. Like he's already red-handed enough.
But I would say I could never imagine. I was about to say, you know what? This I'm kind of on the flip side on this one. Wouldn't Derek Carr look great in a purple Ravens jersey?
I think so,
because he's got like the dark. He's got the dark eyes, the black hair. He's just he seems like he's the reincarnation of Edgar Allan Poe. The reason the Ravens have
he is the Raven
have the namesake. Yeah, he's the Raven.
I was just about to say, I was like Eli Manning's a question mark of where he's going to end up. It's like, I couldn't imagine him in like a Jaguars jersey. And then I realized this whole thing is me not being able to recognize people in Jaguars jerseys. Every time I think of a player, I'm like, yeah, he'll never go to the Jaguars. I don't know why.
There's only one player that... Yeah, there's only one player that ever looked good in a Jaguars jersey, and I think that was Maurice Jones-Drew.
Fact.
Maybe Blake Bortles.
Yeah, Bortles did. And that's only because he was drafted by him. If Bortles would have went to like the Rams first, I would have been like, no way Bortles could fit in a Jaguars jersey. New England, Tennessee, Derrick Henry. Just I don't know the words for it. And then like Vrabel. Can you hear that?
What?
Did you hear my email come in?
No.
Okay. Just cut around this. Okay, sorry. And like Mike Vrabel, like playing. That's when you know that this whole thing might be over. Is when like a former assistant is playing mind games with Belichick. Did you see it? Did you see how that went down with the penalty off?
No, I didn't see what happened. I just heard everybody was talking about it, but I didn't actually get it because I was at the wedding.
Yeah, so it's like a loophole that Belichick used against the Jets in that Sam Darnold seeing ghosts Monday night game, where like if you're punting from inside someone's territory, you want some room to punt. You can take a delay of game, and like the clock will still run after that delay of game, and then you can run that play clock all the way down, take a false start, and the clock will still run after the false start because it's two separate penalties.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is the clock not stopped? Why I thought after every penalty the clock
Well, it stops momentarily, but then like once they go back to the line of scrimmage, it keeps going again. It's like when someone goes out of bounds and it's not the 2-minute warning. There's like 8 minutes left in the first quarter. The clock stops initially. Then when the chains reset, the clock keeps running. And that's kind of the deal here is they get back to the line of scrimmage, clock keeps running. And there's a loophole that says if you have two different penalties, the clock will keep going. And Belichick said after that Jets game earlier, he's like, that's a loophole that should probably be closed, but for right now, it's open. And it came back to bite him you-know-where because Vrabel used it, and Belichick was mad about it. So, like, every Patriots hater Saturday night was like their wet dream because it was like Bill Belichick was being outclassed and outsmarted in his home field in Foxborough where no one wins.
By an Ohio State Buckeye, no less.
All right, you want a straw you were grasping at? I can hand you one. But yeah, and like Tom Brady looked old. Julian Edelman dropping passes. I think the whole game changes because Julian Edelman dropped a pass at midfield that would have been.
I was looking at Tom Brady internally sobbing on the sideline there at the end of the game after he threw that pick six, and he did not have an ounce of sweat on him.
No.
It's like, are you even trying?
Well, it's cold there, and it's not like he runs around. That's a good.
Well,
is this Sweatgate?
Consistently 68 degrees in my condo, and I am always sweating.
Well, Zach, when we go down the road of comparing you to Tom Brady, I think it's time to not record this podcast anymore.
That's not a road. That's not a road I want to go down.
Yeah, I don't. You don't want to open up that Pandora's box because I could get real personal.
But I think
quick.
you can compare me sitting in my condo to Tom Brady playing a game of football and say, if I'm sweating just sitting here, he should probably be sweating playing the game.
Yeah,
of football.
But I also see, like, every time they pan to him on the sideline, he is chugging water. So maybe a cotton mouth, and it like affected his sweat glands. That's something to look into. All right, next game, Buffalo. Did you bet it all this weekend, by the way?
Yeah, I had that that parlay for all four of the games. No, because the what was it that broke me? It was Texans were minus whatever they were in that game. What was it?
-2.5, -3.
It wasn't that one. I'd have to go back and look. I missed on one of the games. I hit three of them and I missed a. It might have been.
All right. Well, we'll go to Buffalo Houston. We'll go to Buffalo Houston now, and it's like, was there any point? Did you get to watch that game at all? Because like there was
Buffalo. Actually, no, it wasn't. I was at the wedding for that game, not the Patriots game.
Oh.
So I was following it on my phone.
Was there any point where you thought like Buffalo would not win that game when it was like 60 like? Houston, it was like their classic. They played the Saturday early wild card game and just lay an absolute egg. And I thought there was absolutely no chance. I thought Buffalo was breaking their streak. I was happy for Bills Mafia. It's hard not to like the Bills. Do you feel the same?
Yeah, I really wanted them to win. They hadn't had a playoff win since the year I was born, which is just sad. I really wanted them to win. Plus, my buddy David, one of our listeners, huge Texans fan.
So you wanted to see him unhappy. That's just being a friend.
I was kind of, especially with them getting bounced in the wild card last year to the Colts. That would have been funny, them getting bounced again, 2 years in a row in the wild card round. But yeah, that game was interesting because I saw that they're up 16. Like the good friend that I am, during the ceremony, I was following on my phone and I saw, so they're up 16-0. That's surprising. And then they score that touchdown and then they get the 2-point conversion. And I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah, okay, so now I got a 4-year reference for you. Josh Allen's the third quarterback to ever catch a touchdown pass in the postseason. Can you name the other two?
Well, yeah, one of them's easy.
Correct.
That's going to be the Philly special. I know they tried. Actually, Tom Brady.
I'll give you a hint. It was in the same postseason as the Philly special. I'll let you marinate on that while I'll ask you at the end of our segment. Buffalo Houston is like, are the Bills gonna be like this little mini run now? Is like, are you happy where you're at if you're a Bills fan, where you're probably gonna contend for the AFC East like next year?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Especially
if Brady retires or goes to another team, like 100%. And I wouldn't be shocked if Belichick retires. I always would tie his career with Brady. Like, if Brady's gone, like, how long do you think he sticks around? Like, do you think he can keep that system going?
Well, see, I don't think it's correlated. I think it's correlated the other way. I think if Brady stays, Belichick might want to leave. Because Belichick didn't want to get rid of Jimmy Garoppolo. And Kraft made it apparent that it was Brady or no one else, and he got his way against Belichick that time. But now, 4 years later, 5 or 6 years later now, it's like Belichick's like, okay, I don't want this. I think Belichick's not an emotional type where he's always like looking down the road, and if he thinks he can draft someone, bring in a veteran other than Brady, I think he gets the upper hand on Kraft. That was where I don't want to be Robert Kraft right now. There's a lot of reasons I don't want to be Robert Kraft. A lot of reasons I do, but it's like
yeah, there's a couple billion reasons why I would want to be.
A couple.
And maybe about one or two where I wouldn't.
Yeah, wouldn't be a happy ending for me if I was Robert Kraft. But it's like I think if like I wouldn't want to be Robert Kraft in the sense where Brady and Belichick like each come to me, like Brady's like, I'm here or I'm nowhere, and then Belichick's like, I don't want Brady, like you got your way with Jimmy G and now Garoppolo's the number 1 seed in the NFC. That's interesting. That's going to be fascinating, and it's going to control all the headlines for the next like 3 or 4 months too. So we'll get to that. Look forward to that. So the AFC is in the books now. Zach, how shocked are you that Kirk Cousins of all people went to the Dome and beat the Saints? And also, if you're a Saints fan, how do you get over like how quick are you getting on Madden and just beating the Vikings 100-0 on easy mode? And how quick are you going to YouTube and just watching the highlights of that Colts Super Bowl?
That's the Ravens had a horrible season. In 2013. I think that's after that opening game against the Broncos where they just waxed us. I think that was a Thursday night game. Just absolutely destroyed it. That's the first thing I did was like, okay, we're going on Madden and we're running the table. It's just killer. It's the thing I used to do. I did it on my PSP on NCAA 07 when Ohio State lost to Florida in the national championship. I hopped on there and ran a train on the Gators. So yeah, it's you do a thing where you run it back, you run a play, and you purposely take your runner all the way to the 1 yard line, and then you throw a 99-yard touchdown.
Oh, absolutely,
because you've got it on rookie mode.
Yeah, it's like I return a punt.
I really feel for the Saints.
Yeah, I do too. That's like, and especially in your home building 2 years in a row, and like that's just the universe of being like, yeah, it's going to come down to maybe a controversial call on a pass interference that's not going to go your way. That's tough. All right, now we're joined by Scotty for the first time tonight. Scotty, how was your holiday season?
Dude, it was good. I'm so happy to be back. I've missed my boys. What would I do without the homies? What would I have done if I never met the homies?
That's a great line. That's a line to live by. That's a line you put on the bulletin board every morning when you wake up. You're like, damn, that's straight facts.
Wonder what would have happened. No hopeless fan. I entered 2020 next to Zach, actually.
Oh, that party was so dope. Hey, Shelby, how was the party that you were at that was not the one we were at?
Safe and responsible.
Actually, I respect that. You know what?
Yeah, well, I didn't know about the party until, like, the ball was about to drop. And I found out about it. Like, hey, come to Columbus. I was like, oh, okay.
We found out. Like, Shelby, you and I found out at the exact same time, and I was still there.
When? When did we find out at the exact same time?
I messaged both of y'all at like 7.
Yeah.
Or no, I told Zach on the mic. I was like, so, yeah, I'm going to a party. By the way, do you want to come? That
was probably about 5. I found out about 5 o'clock.
We messaged you like right after.
About 5 o'clock.
Well,
so, Zach just doesn't have any other plans ever.
Yeah,
so.
that's
well,
my
we
take.
did. We were gonna go to Jenna's cousins, and I was like, "Hey, let's go to this party with younger people who are gonna."
No one cares.
Okay.
Seahawks, Eagles. Scotty, Zach muted himself. Scotty, what's your takeaway from Seahawks, Eagles?
DK Metcalf, Russell Wilson, the GOAT. How come I never bet Russell Wilson rush yards? I always bet his rush yards, and they don't ever hit until like the fourth quarter. If they hit, and he hits it, the one time I don't bet it, he hits it in the first quarter with one run.
Yeah, and Russell's like, the play when it's happening, like when Russell's gonna run. It's like when everyone's in like man coverage and no one's spying him, and like he takes a snap and he immediately just runs, and you're like, oh, it's gonna be 20 yards in one of those slides, or he's gonna like extend the ball out for an extra yard before he goes out of bounds.
He's got like he had what, 70 to 80 yards rushing. By the way, that game was the worst out of all 4.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I didn't want to watch like a dinosaur Josh McCown play with his like AA wide receivers in the playoff game.
AA wide receiver. Yeah, that's what it was like. They kept making it a point on the broadcast to be like, oh yeah, he's also, he's 40 years old. It's like, yeah, we get it. Like, he can't move.
Oh yeah, I almost tweeted. I was just like, hey, is Josh McCown 40, Chris Collinsworth? Because
also, like, hey guys, did Josh McCown play with Emmitt Smith? Never heard that one before.
Did he throw up a ball to Larry Fitzgerald?
Yeah, as a rookie. But yeah, that's and like at the end it was like, oh, you see Josh McCown, he saw this hole open up and he's 40, but he couldn't hit it, and I'm like, hope I don't get there. Like,
self-preservation is just so important.
Yeah, imagine having self-preservation just rammed down your throat for 3 hours on Sunday while you watched like a punt fest and the Eagles not getting off the field on like 3rd and 10 8 times.
Yeah, his kids are really proud of that.
Yeah,
I really love hearing that.
That's if we're going into Bad Beat Monday, I think the Eagles should have won the game. The score doesn't, the score shows you something else, but when the Eagles had two cracks at it inside the 20, and Miles Sanders drops a pass on 4th down, and McCown took like, he didn't do himself any favors. It's like everyone's on this love fest about like how great he played, and it's like, dude took so many sacks. It's
right.
Like, he was trying to like outrun people, and like Jadeveon Clowney's just like, yeah, that's not happening.
I have a good and bad beat for you. Both props too. I had Jason Myers, the kicker for the Seahawks, to be over 7.5 points, and he had 5 with a blocked field goal in the first quarter, and I knew that was just going to come back and haunt me. Yeah. And the good win, I should say, is I had Tyler Lockett under 66.5 receiving yards, and by the end of the first quarter, dude had like 62, and then he didn't catch another ball.
But so you were thinking on that sideline pass, like, no way he got that, because I thought the same thing.
Yeah, no, well, the one that the miraculous one in the second quarter.
The one they reviewed, yeah.
Yeah, he ended up catching that ball. He still didn't put him over though.
Right.
I thought that he did catch it. I thought like after he caught that, I just knew that bet was going to be lost. And then by the end of the game, I saw that he was still at 62, and I was like, wow.
Yeah, that is nuts.
DK Metcalf just took it all over.
Oh my gosh, DK, that touchdown he had. Scotty, tell the viewers the bad bet you had about DK Metcalf this year.
Oh yeah, how about like me being with every other draft analyst and betting you that he'd have under 400 yards receiving? Yikes.
That was the only over I've ever liked ever. Because unders were 400 this weekend.
Do I still owe you that?
Yeah, I have them written down, the bets that you've lost to me.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it'll be coming. You can dig yourself out of it if you want.
Okay, I would love to. Tell me how I can.
We'll talk on Thursday's pod when we get into Boardwalk and stuff. But speaking of NFL Snake Pick'em, which ended in the regular season, we didn't do it last week. But Zach, can you explain the new parameters you guys are doing since Scotty welched? He was Wes Welcher about getting a swirly, and it was his idea. It's his idea.
Wait, can I change my name on Twitter to Wes Welcher?
That's a joke from the league, by the way.
Instead of talking about the money that Scotty owes you or every other bookie in town, let's talk about the money that Scotty's going to owe me.
Yeah, so explain it.
Scotty's down. Yeah, Scotty's down 2 games.
I have a problem. Help!
I'm in danger.
This isn't part of the podcast.
I take you airport.
Yeah, what's the gambling helpline? Okay, so
no such thing.
Yeah, so
let's not say it.
Extending into
only wins around here.
Gamble your way out of it.
Like a real man.
That's what the gambling hotline. That's what they do when you call the gambling hotline. They're like, "Well, did you try betting?"
I have a problem. He's like, "Well, did you see the board this weekend?" You're like, "You can get out of this."
Yeah. It's free money, man.
Did you try setting it to Wumbo?
Here. I've got this parlay that my cousin clued me in on. It's a guaranteed hit.
It's just $50,000 for you to unlock it. Isn't this the gambling hotline?
Yeah, you call it the gambling hotline. What do you think we talk about? Gambling. Oh, you meant to call the gambling helpline. You called the gambling hotline. And all these bets are hot. All right. So we're moving it into the divisional round. Scotty, what was the I've already forgotten what the monetary.
So it's all.
Units.
Yeah, Shelby's jumping in. So it's
Yeah.
it's since Scotty doesn't want to do the swirly, he's taking he's losing more
Bitch
money
card.
because he doesn't want to do the swirly.
Hashtag.
So he's going to
Swirly's free, just so you know,
right.
Scotty.
So
Can I always keep that in my back pocket?
Yeah, that's fine.
Like, even if I lose further.
that's fine.
Yeah,
I'll just be like,
I
I'm
will
just
let
gonna
you.
do
Like, if
swirly.
you lose again, I will. It'll. Yeah.
You can swirly your way out of this at any point.
And we can bleach. We can bleach and scrub the toilet for as long as you want.
Fact.
Yeah.
And since you'll be
yeah,
in
but
town
bleach is
this
gonna fuck up your
since
hair,
you'll be
you
in town this weekend, I mean it's only right.
Mm-hmm.
There's a downstairs bathroom at my apartment that I don't think anyone's used this whole time I've lived here. Because we each have one in our
I
rooms.
think the people.
Yeah,
used
that
it
toilet's pretty
when you
clean
lived
then.
there.
Yeah.
Just sitting there.
Yeah, you can drink out of that shit. Literally.
No, I mean, like, it's probably not clean. It's probably gross.
Well, it's a fucking toilet. So
It's like mold, bro. Don't you know how toilets work?
Uh,
Ever seen one?
oh,
They're in
yeah,
bathrooms.
you want to go down this road, Scotty? You ever heard of how a trash bag works? How you poured bacon grease in it? Hot ass bacon grease?
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't do that.
Or how about Scotty
I didn't.
taking the bathroom trash? Zach, you'll love this. Scotty took our trash can in our bathroom, took the contents of it, and emptying it. He emptied it into the toilet and flushed it.
What?
Can you say... No, it was paper towels. That
Scotty!
is the indicator of any good
What?
toilet. If you can flush paper towels down a toilet...
You should
You got a
never
good
flush paper
plumbing
towels
system.
down the toilet ever.
Oh, whatever, dude. You don't. You've
it's
never been
your
around a
toilet,
good toilet.
If it's your,
You don't know
toilet-
the toilets I've seen.
Yeah, no. If
You don't know
okay, so if
premium
you're at,
toilets
like
like
if you're
I
at
do.
like Target
I come
or
from
Walmart
the high class toilets.
or some toilet out in public. Yeah, flush whatever the fuck you want down there. Who cares? But your own toilet, Scotty? Are you dense?
Ooh, Mr. Toilet Guy coming down with the toilet rules.
Are you dense? Damn.
God.
All right, so there's still 2 games. Zach's 2 games up on Scotty. They've picked the 4 games this weekend. If Scotty comes back and wins, he only owes Zach 25 for a potential bet at the sports book. If Zach holds on to win, then Scotty would owe him 50. And at any point, a swirly gets you out of it. And I mean any point.
Oh, so like if I win at all, like I don't get anything. I just owe less. I owe what I owe right now.
No. We called it a wash. Yeah, he owes me 25
Okay.
because I'm a generous. I'm like Xerxes. I am a generous god.
Everyone's laughing.
So, you know, if the listeners are. Oh my god. Scotty, you call yourself a cinephile. Jesus.
What?
Have you ever even seen a movie?
No one knows
Okay.
movies more than Scotty. That's just a fact.
Apparently
I mean,
not.
I've seen most movies at least 3 times.
Can you tell me what that line is from then?
You should know, Zach.
Seriously, Zach, you don't know
Honestly.
that?
I do know. I do know. Scotty,
It doesn't
do you
sound
know?
like it, dude. It sounds like you're looking at me for all the answers.
Zachy Backpedals,
God.
that's his name.
It's from 300.
Zachary Backpedal.
In any case, now Scotty's back to he has to pay me 25 if he wins.
What are the actual
No, it's a
what are the
wash.
actual parameters? It's a wash if Scotty comes back to win,
Yeah, if Scotty wins. We call it even.
and if you hold on to win, it's 25.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Seems like Scotty's getting out of that pretty easy. But
I know, right?
Well, I mean, I could also just not do the swirly and not continue.
all
with
right,
that.
but here's your guys' picks for this weekend.
We don't.
Zach took San Francisco over Minnesota. Scotty, after that, took Kansas City over Houston. Then Baltimore over Tennessee. Zach finished it. Seattle over Green Bay. Zach has a 2-game lead. There we go. Okay.
I like all those teams to win.
Yeah,
though.
same here. 4-team parlay. I'm putting it down.
Oh,
4-team.
where's my phone?
4-team.
Bookie, I got another one.
4-team on the money line. It's probably a decent payout, actually.
You know when your bookie asks, "Are you sure that you should probably stop betting?"
Well, it's also a good one when like you bet live and it's like like you can't get the bet in because the odds keep changing, and it's like I should probably just. They're probably telling me this isn't a good bet, but then you just keep doing it.
Hey, Shelby and Zach, I got a Twitter shout out for you guys. It's for someone that you guys should follow because I like following this guy's bets, and so does everyone else apparently. And I have a quick update because it's not looking good for him. So his handle is Chasing Payments, and remember I came to you like last Monday with 3 bets. One was like North Dakota State basketball, and there was a couple others.
So you stole them,
and I completely stole them. He went 3-0, and I won a bunch of money. But since after that, he like doubled down on a bunch of stuff, and basically by the end of the week had no money to bet with, and his bookie wouldn't give him any more money. Well, this week he's like, he tweets, he goes, I'm gonna read the tweet word for word here. He says, "What a better way to celebrate a week of new credit than to pull it all on UT Arlington money line minus 290." So he put 10 grand.
Oh my god, what's his Twitter handle?
On Texas Arlington, at Chasing Payments. Or Chase Payments, not Chasing, Chase Payments. 10 grand to win 3 grand, 3,700, and UT Arlington right now. And he goes, reasoning, they're not in all caps fucking losing this game. What's my angle here? 90 degrees because I'm right. And they're down 39-26.
Oh my god.
What are they?
Why would you put it all?
Are they the
how is
Roadrunners?
No, they're no, they're I don't know what they are. It looks like a Bronco as their logo, but they're like 5-10 playing at home, but they're playing at 8-7 South Alabama team. Why are they favored money line at minus 290? That sounds like a terrible bet.
Well, you know, it's like
yeah,
just record wise, when you get to that level of basketball, it's probably teams that they've played. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
I'm like,
and I love to follow it.
And it's bad because you probably want him to kind of lose.
No, there's so many people that like follow him and like tail him that I've seen.
This game is streaming on ESPN Plus. I'm gonna watch it while we.
I have it pulled up.
This podcast because I want.
Nice.
I want to have this guy's life ruined.
Also,
live on air.
You want to know something, guys? That 14 parlay of your picks, 25 to win 105.
Oh.
I know.
Might just place that little bet.
One of us might have already did.
It's coming down to Seattle though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's because they're the underdog. They're plus odds. So
yeah,
because that game's gonna be so weird. Something weird's gonna happen.
Yeah, I hope it's like something similar to. I mean, Seattle spread is hitting because it's like Green Bay doesn't know how to blow teams out unless you're like the Raiders or. Who else did they blow out? No one?
Giants. They beat by 18.
Oh yeah.
I love Seattle too, but we'll get into that board. You know what's like what I hate about betting is that like it crossed my mind during the Bills Texans game to be like live bet the Texans down 16-0 to win. Because it was probably 10 to win 80 or something.
Yeah, something like that.
And like if I would have done that, the Bills I know would have won that game by 20. But like I'll never be on the right. I've done that like maybe 4 or 5 times all NFL season, and only one time it came down to hit, and that was when Houston came back to beat the Chargers. But the other 4 times
both did that.
Yeah, the other 4 times it's like it's not even close.
Like last night. So I'm chasing like my own freaking losses last night, and I'm just monitoring the Lakers and Pistons game. I'm just like I don't know, just for kicks. And the Lakers are up like only 10 points, 10, 12, 13 points. And the Pistons money line at that point, granted they're away and they're not very good, but the Pistons money line was like plus 1,700. I'm like, dude, $10 to win 170? And then like wouldn't you know, I didn't bet it, but wouldn't you know it, dude?
Comes down to the final minute.
Yeah, I mean comes down to the end of the third quarter, the Pistons are up 79-74.
Yeah.
That's crazy. The way that the lines swing is it's so crazy.
Yeah, that's what like if I bet basketball, I would never bet a game before it started. I would just
it's tough to do. Yeah,
it's
for
like
sure.
It's like Zach and I were at Dayton and North Florida. Dayton was a 20-point favorite, and in the first half, they're down 14-12. You probably could have got them at like -8.
I nailed that parlay, by the way.
Okay.
Oh my God, Zach.
Let's explain Zach's bet here with me. So we're because this needs to
only
be said.
went down in the DMs.
Yeah, because this has to be said that Zach thinks he's a gambling god because he's gotten lucky. So it's gonna be hilarious when it blows up. But so
Hey, man.
we're at Dayton.
We're 500.
We're at Dayton, North Florida, and Zach puts in a parlay to win, and it was North Florida plus 20.5 and the under in the game. And I gave him the under, and he said he came up with it, but whatever. And he's like, I'll take North Florida. And I was like, okay, I'm going to take Dayton in the under. So I faded him a little bit. And anyway, it comes down to the last 30 seconds. Dayton has a three-pointer go in and out. North Florida they lose by 18, so they covered by 2.5 points. So that three obviously would have done it. And Zach's just walks strutting around with a bulge in his pants.
Well, the reason I'm strutting is not simply because I won the bet. It's because my wife gave me so much shit for placing the bet. But then when it hit and she saw how much money I won, she was like all smiles.
But your hubris.
That's why I was strutting.
Your hubris extended into the DMs.
Little does she know, I'm down
sure as shit
200.
So yeah, does she know what you're actually down, Zach? So it comes to January 2nd. Zach goes, it's New Year's Eve, and we bet that Zach thinks that he can go over 50% on Dayton over, under, and spread parlays for every single game they have for the rest of the season. So his first one, he misses because he bet LaSalle plus 10. Dayton won by 1 trillion. And then he did win one yesterday, which is kind of shouldn't even count because we had to bet it live because Zach didn't know to tell me that there was a game.
I was at work.
Okay, but you know when Dayton plays. Fact.
Apparently not.
Okay, Zach, let's just say if it happens again, it's an automatic L. Fair enough, because you're a Dayton diehard.
We got it like 4 minutes into the game.
That checks out.
Minutes into the game.
Scotty, you're commissioner on this. It's an automatic L. And I'll try to remember too.
If Zach,
Scotty hates
Zach
Dayton
can get
and
it,
everything Dayton and hates
if Zach
me,
can get
so
it
why
in
wouldn't
before 3 minutes, if 3 minutes is passed in the game, it's done deal.
Okay, that's fine. 17 minutes left in the first half.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
I take that. That's fair.
All right, done.
Guys, so The Bachelor started tonight.
Yeah, and there's a
go
Bachelor
ahead and check
controversy.
Yeah, I guess one of the Bachelor from the Bachelorette from last season is back.
Well, no, did you see the DraftKings controversy?
No, what happened?
So the DraftKings Fantasy Football Millionaire Contest was won by Jade Roper, who was on season 19 of The Bachelor, and she met her husband on there, Tanner Tolbert.
Wait, a girl won this?
Yes, sexist.
Wow.
Oh,
no,
it's surprising.
I'm happy. No, it's not changing the game. I like it. All right, keep going.
Might have been sexist on me to assume you were being.
Yeah,
sexist. Shit.
Exactly.
All right.
Reverse.
Yeah, that's tough. Hand up. Okay. But there's a controversy.
Are they ever gonna do a gay bachelor or bachelorette?
That would probably get ratings.
This is a rabbit hole I don't want to go down.
I would love a male homosexual. I would watch. Male homosexual.
Yeah, I would like that too.
Porn. No, I would watch male homosexual.
I would watch gay stuff.
Bachelor. Just to see what the wedding.
Is the culture ready though?
Like.
No.
Is society ready?
No.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
No.
I'm ready.
Because
I'm ready.
I would watch that.
I'm ready.
I live in Southwest Ohio, and I'm ready. So everybody should be ready.
Yeah, we're ready.
That's fine. But anyway,
we're ready.
But there's a controversy in the daily fantasy sports community that her husband, who was also in the contest and didn't win, that they were working together to help her lineup win. I don't know how. It's like,
oh God, what is he gonna pressing charges?
But they collaborate with different daily fantasy lineups, so they're not directly competing with one another. Which I don't get why it's a crime, but because it's just who cares where she got the who's who wants
Yeah,
to
it's
start.
her account. She should get the money. She said it.
Right.
Or, like, whatever.
But it's like
I
they're
don't know.
saying like he helped her, and that's just like if I were to ever like be in a contest with my girlfriend to win $1 million, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna help you with this. It's like when people would like, I was like the sports guy in high school who like knew all these stats, and people would come to me with their March Madness brackets when they had to fill them out, and I'm like, I could flip a coin and do better than what I'm about to tell you. And
Right.
it's like if I did that with my girlfriend, I would finish dead last. It's like, whoops. That's like, it's same with brackets. My dad would like come home from work. He's like, we're in a $20 pool, winner takes all. Help me fill this out. And I'm like, Kansas national championship every year, and it's like, the biggest upset.
Kansas is upset.
The biggest upset. What?
No, that was me. That was me with Virginia literally 2 years ago. The biggest upset in round one.
That was bad.
16 versus 1. I had them winning. So,
Yeah.
you know,
So
joke's on me.
that's just one. But yeah, so DraftKings Fantasy Football Millionaire Contest has some controversy.
Bad beat.
Yeah, bad beat for the rest of them. Scotty, I posed a trivia question to Zach for your reference. Josh Allen was the third quarterback to catch a touchdown pass in the postseason. Can you name the other two?
Ever?
Yeah,
Really?
really. And the other two were
man.
from the same postseason.
Mariota.
Yes. That's the one
So
Zach
it was-
didn't get.
Damn.
2 years ago.
Yep.
So it was Mariota to himself.
The other one is so easy,
Yeah,
Scott.
even
Come on.
Zach got it like in 5 seconds, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the playoffs that year.
Are you, Scotty? Are you dense?
You're running thin on that joke, Zach.
Yeah, Zach, you used that one.
Are you dense? Well, agreed.
26 seconds left to answer this.
Okay, 26 seconds. I can do this.
22.
I can do this.
21.
No, stop.
I'm gonna buzz you. I'm gonna say the answer when it hits the time. 15 seconds.
Oh my god. Wait.
Great radio.
Are they in the playoffs now?
Great radio.
Oh my god, wait. Oh, is
my
it?
God, Scotty.
Wait, stop. Is it Russell Wilson?
It is not.
No.
Is it
Nick Foles. Nick Foles.
Oh my God, you idiot! Philly special, you dum
I
dum.
wasn't even thinking the Super Bowl. I thought more playoffs.
Yeah, that's not the playoffs. So that's
Fucking idiot.
So yeah.
It's postseason.
Yeah,
Name the 2 first-round quarterbacks drafted since 2010 to go to a Super Bowl.
since 2010.
Yes.
Wait, the two, say that
Wilson?
again.
Name the 2 first-round quarterbacks drafted since 2010 to go to a Super Bowl.
Russell Wilson was not in the first round.
Wilson.
Joe Flacco.
No,
And Colin.
not Joe.
No,
What? Joe Flacco went to a Super Bowl. And he was drafted
Drafted
in the first round.
Drafted
he
since
was not
2010.
drafted in the first round.
Yes, Zach, he
Oh,
was.
since 20.
Oh yeah, he's taken.
Zach.
He's taken in
God,
2008.
Zach.
So also wrong.
Jesus.
Scotty, you fucking idiot.
Zach was calling Scotty wrong
Dumbass.
and not knowing what he was wrong about.
Since 2010. Colin Kaepernick, was he first round or second?
Second round.
Shit.
Dude, this is bad.
Is it?
Dude, yeah. It should be easy.
Drafted in the first round.
Carson Wentz.
Carson
Cam
Wentz,
Newton.
Zach. Carson Wentz. You're giving Scotty grief about the Philly special, and you just said Carson Wentz.
He went to the Super Bowl. He didn't play, but
Cam
he went.
Newton is one.
He was
Cam
on the
Newton's
team.
won. That's a bullshit excuse, Zach. That's so bad.
He was on the team. He got a ring, didn't he?
Scotty, you got one. Cam
Yikes,
Newton.
Zach.
Jesus.
I got one. It was Cam Newton, and the other one is going to be Aaron Rodgers.
No.
Or no.
20
He
seconds.
played. Oh my God! Why?
Good radio.
Matt Ryan.
No.
Fuck.
9 seconds.
9 seconds.
Michael Scarn.
Jared Goff.
Jared Goff is correct.
Oh yeah.
Good job,
That's good.
Zach.
I didn't even think about last year's,
Yeah, I was thinking.
which I probably should have.
I was thinking more playoffs, not Super Bowl.
Last year's Super Bowl was so garbage. It's just completely taken out of my mind.
All right, we're
It's
going.
like the least memorable Super Bowl.
Coaching carousel. What do you think of Mike McCarthy to Dallas?
Sure.
Why not?
Why not? I don't know. You think it'll be good?
Yeah, I think so.
Wade Phillips. I think Wade Phillips leaving L.A. is a big move.
Yeah, I mean, their defense was never. I thought it was okay, but I mean,
It was not. I mean, they had Stin, so it was pretty good. But like under Wade
Exactly.
Phillips, it wasn't. it wasn't overall very good.
They yankied their whole defense with buying superstars, and
Well, that's what the Broncos did.
right.
I think they meshed a little bit better with the Broncos because what the Rams got Clay Matthews, Eric Weddle, Jalen Ramsey, Aqib Talib. Or they took away Quinn, but they still have the talent. So I don't know, a bunch of old dudes who probably aren't as good as they were.
UT Arlington down 9.
Oh man, tough.
That would just suck. I would never bet that.
$10,000, dude.
$10,000, don't not even win that much. Well, I mean, it is a lot, but
yeah, but I mean, you still win. If it hits, you're like, oh my god, what a great win. But if it doesn't.
Zach, you don't like the Mike McCarthy hire?
I don't, but I may be too close to the situation because that's my NFC team. My dad's a huge Packers fan. One of my buddies was in my wedding party, longtime friend, former roommate. He's a huge Packers fan. And maybe my mind has been, spoiled by their inputs of him being an absolute fraud. But I don't like it. I would have much preferred him to go to the Browns so we could see them do poorly. I see him as.
You really don't believe in him that much?
No, I do.
No, I see him doing just as well, if not worse, than Jason Garrett.
No, I like him. I like him working with a quarterback that's not as much of a diva as Rodgers.
Yeah, me too.
And I mean,
I like seeing the organization that has his back rather than him just kind of in purgatory with publicly owned team.
Right, Dak doesn't have the full support of his ownership, and the Packers, that was their whole brand is Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, exactly. Who goes to the Browns then? McDaniels?
Urban Meyer.
Yeah, dude. No
I want
way.
Urban Meyer.
I think there's no
I want
way.
Urban Meyer so bad to go to the Browns. I think that.
I like the moves. I do. I want Urban Meyer not to go to the Browns. But why? You think it'd be a bad move?
I think it'd be a bad move. I mean,
I'd rather see him. I'd rather see him at another college team than.
Well, who's the college coach you can think of that immediately went to the NFL and had success?
Isn't one.
With no prior
Chip
NFL.
Kelly.
Jimmy Johnson.
Chip Kelly, he had immediate success. It didn't last.
Right, won a division, yeah. But that would be a Super Bowl to the Browns.
Yeah, it would be.
But
I know they're talking about Matt Rule from Baylor, who I had never even heard of until the coaching carousel.
UT Arlington cuts the lead to 4.
Are you serious?
Yeah, 43-39.
Wow. Wow.
Who is there any other coaching? What else is open?
You know what moves I've really liked are the Redskins. Actually.
Oh, absolutely.
Ron Rivera is a great hire, and Jack Del Rio.
Yeah,
at
dude.
Defense. That's a great freaking hire.
I might hammer the Redskins win total next year if it's low enough.
If it's 5.5,
it's not gonna be 5.5.
Yeah,
I was gonna say 6.5 to 7. I guarantee they get a bump.
Do you think so? I don't know, man. Dwayne Haskins, you got to put a lot of trust in him, and who knows?
Right. That's the big question mark, and if Darius Guys can stay healthy. But yeah, coaching is. What else? Is there any other jobs open? Carolina.
Is their job still open?
That's a great question.
Whew, sorry about that. My dog just threw up. Had a bit of a crisis there. I wanted to talk about what you guys were talking about so bad.
What?
Sorry about that.
That's all right. Yeah.
Didn't know you were gone,
I
Zach.
had a mini crisis. My dog was sitting on the couch and almost threw up. I had to move her over to the tile so I could have an easier cleanup.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Panthers coach is right now Perry Fuel still.
Yeah, the interim guy.
Yeah.
I think it's the year Josh McDaniels actually sticks with whoever he goes to. I think.
Oh, as a Broncos fan, dude, I want nothing more than him to go to Cleveland and just ruin them. I want him to clash with all these players. He's probably more mature now, and he'll probably do well, and we're all like whatever. And I'm bracing myself for that. But just the chance to see him implode a talented team again would be hysterical.
I think Matt Rule would take the Giants job. I heard.
Yeah.
That'd be his dream job, and I think he has ties to that area. I want Urban Meyer. I think McDaniels is a good coach. But I'd love Urban Meyer to go to the Browns because that's a guy who he can't survive. He literally losing to him is so foreign that he would he literally have health issues, And I would be
Yeah.
all the sanctions that would come to the Browns for whatever dirty stuff Urban Meyer did. That'd be kind of funny.
Oh, that would be funny. Yeah, and the last candidate is Eric Bieniemy from the Chiefs, who I know, Shelby, you really like.
I wanted him last year.
He'll probably go to the Panthers.
Yeah, he looks like a Panthers coach. He just has a feel, I think.
Yeah, it'll be Panthers, Eric Bieniemy, Matt Rule, Giants, Josh McDaniels.
Zach and I talked about like quarterbacks
Browns.
or like players you couldn't see. Like I can't see Tom Brady going to the Chargers because I can't picture him in the uniform.
Oh, right.
But I can picture Eric Bieniemy on the sidelines for the Panthers. I don't know why. I just can't.
Yeah. Tua declared.
Yeah, how about that? Where's he gonna go? I saw something
You know
today,
what
Scotty. I saw something today. It said the top 5 destinations for Tua. It was like, or the top destinations for Tua. It was.
They didn't say the Broncos.
It was number 1 was Miami at 5.
Yeah.
Number 2 was the Chargers at 6, I think.
7 or 8.
Number 3 was Jacksonville. And then number
Okay.
4, I think this guy was just a hot take artist. He said if someone traded for the Lions' 3rd pick, and he mentioned the Falcons and the Broncos and someone else. Yeah, you wouldn't like Tua?
I would love Tua,
Well,
but
to
I have
quote-
too much swag
To
at
quote
QB now.
Nathan, I wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot pole.
That's my bodyguard.
We haven't had a podcast since that happened, and I pretty much just like have accepted the fact that the Broncos have a straight up G at quarterback. So I think I'm set for the next 2 decades.
I'm not gonna lie. If my quarterback did that, I would literally be I'd be so all in that I might be out.
I literally couldn't be more all in on Drew Lock.
Yeah.
Here's what I think happens.
That was more dope for Scotty. That I'd be more hyped on that than I was when I threw Lamar Jackson put on Wink's sunglasses in that game.
Yeah, that was
like,
pretty gangster.
That's when I was like certified so in on Lamar after that.
Here's what I think happens. I think the Chargers either get Justin Herbert and they draft him straight up because I think he makes it to their pick, or they trade up with the Redskins and take Tua at 2.
Really? So you think the Lions at that point would get Chase Young?
Or they trade up with the Lions. I don't know.
Yeah, because I think it's the draft starts at 3. Cause
You know what, dude? Yeah, because both the Lions and the Redskins could trade out of that spot for QB needy teams. Like, yeah, Chase Young is cool, but they could so if the Chargers trade, so it's almost like a race to get to 5 if you want to get great value too between
correct
the Redskins and the Lions. Because if hypothetically both of them trade out of 2 and 3, you want the 5 spot because Miami's taking a quarterback,
right?
And so, you want that 5 spot. So it's like, okay, who's gonna, you hope that so you're in a bidding war with the Chargers unless the Lions are just content or the Redskins are just content with Chase Young, which if on the Redskins I probably would be, and the Lions too because they're both just depleted shit teams.
Yeah,
So
I think the way Chase Young's getting talked about is like he's basically already T.J. Watt by most media.
Yeah.
Then I would pretty much be content if I'm the Redskins. But if a Godfather deal comes down, it's like you got to listen to it.
Could the Lions take Tua?
Yeah, I don't see why. He mentioned like someone trading for the Lions pick. I was like, why wouldn't the Lions take him? Zach had Stafford dead to rights a couple years ago. So like, why wouldn't the Lions like try to move on? Like,
Back injuries are tricky, but so are hip injuries. So it's like, if you're the Lions, like you don't have a lot of like you're riding a lot on the hip. I think the Redskins. What if the Redskins trade out, and then whoever trades in gets a quarterback, and then the Lions draft Chase Young, and then the 5th QB goes to. Or the 3rd QB goes to the Miami at 4. So
yeah.
I don't know.
There's like
Justin Herbert could be a Dolphin.
It's one of those where like there's a million different possibilities, and someone's gonna be right along the way. Like we're gonna in the next couple of months, we're gonna each give about 1 million predictions, and one of them's probably gonna be right. And that's what
we're gonna be like, you see, I told you.
Yeah, exactly. All right,
Shelby.
Yeah,
Joe Burrow is gonna be a natty.
I know.
A natty and
I just like. Kind of hope
from Athens.
Kind of hope Ed Orgeron just in the national championship game, gets him a series or 2. Maybe they get points, maybe they don't. They just sit him.
Yeah, that's probably the logical thing to do.
Right.
Are you taking LSU?
That spread has jumped so much. I think I'm on Clemson.
How much has it jumped? It was like -4 last time I checked.
It's up to 6.
Oh my God, are you
Yeah,
serious?
everyone's hammering LSU. I heard during the LSU or during the Clemson Ohio State game, they opened LSU. The sportsbooks put up the national championship odds while Ohio State and Clemson were playing. They said
And they had Ohio State.
no matter what, LSU's a 1.5 point favorite. Whoever wins against Ohio State Clemson, it's going to be 1.5, and everyone was betting it. And it's all the
Wow.
I would have had them as a higher favorite if they ended up playing Ohio State. I think they have a harder time with Clemson.
Well, yeah, that's why Clemson beat Ohio
Right.
State.
Well, no. I mean, we could get into that.
like,
but
you know,
That's why I could probably give you that Dayton bet that we have. I could probably give you Zach's pick every single week. It's going to be whoever's Dayton's
The other
Yeah.
team spread.
and then
and the
then you
under.
flip a coin on the over under, because Zach's like that fan that's like, and he's like, the spreads come out, he's like, oh, hammer Tennessee plus 8.5. Like whoever the Ravens are playing, bet the other way. That's Zach's he's betting as a fan. But it's probably better than being the fan that says, oh, bets his team no matter what. But
it's the same reason I hardly ever draft a Raven unless it's Justin Tucker.
in fantasy, yeah. So Twitter trend, a lot in the news about World War III, and let me just say, if I were drafted in World War III, I am so confident that the Army would be in worse condition with me in it.
Yeah, me too, dude. Yeah, I don't have the physical attributions that it would take to even like walk a battlefield.
Yeah, like, okay, for instance, like my dad was in Menards. Like, you both are familiar with that store.
I just love where this is going already.
Yeah, like my dad. Yeah, so it's like it's like a dad's dream of a store. It's like, and he was being like all Ron Swanson, like I know more than you type deal,
Yeah.
where like everything, like stopping everything. I'm like, Dad, you're talking to a guy who's like, his day's ruined when his pumpkin cream cold brew isn't sweet enough. it's like I don't know what you do with these benches. Like I can't get off a ski lift without falling down. So,
I'm honestly more of an internal danger with a gun in my hand than an asset on the to anyone.
There's
like Shelby,
yeah.
what didn't you say? Like there was the job that you mentioned earlier was just cooking up egg whites for the homies.
Yeah,
in a war setting.
Yeah, because like Elvis joined the Army, but like he was never gonna be put in any combat, and that's what I would want. Like I'll be whistling Blue Christmas up and down the barracks while I wipe the floors with a toothbrush, and I'll make it. Yeah, but like, and at that point it was like I would join the Navy, and I can't even get water in my ear, and they'd be like, I ran a surprise naval attack, U.S. completely unprepared, and I'd be like, what did I just hear? Like, I'm in the middle of the Atlantic right now. I'm like, there's sharks everywhere. Yeah. Yeah, like, if I went to war, like, overseas, first of all, that means I'd have to get on an airplane for the first time in my life.
Never been on one of those.
My ears would pop.
Let alone jump out of
I
one.
could get out of the war because of my ear. I think I could get out of that. But like,
I can't see.
Like, my family would like be like wishing me goodbye, and I'd be like, I'm not coming back. I hope you know that. Like, like I'm not surviving this. I was like, but
thank you to all the thank you to everyone.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you to all the veterans who have the nerve to do this and have the strength to do this, because there's no chance I could.
Yeah, dude. In the war, Shelby, you and I and Zach, you know, for that matter, we're all the type to just like lay down on the battle floor and be like, play dead, and then they would come over and be like, what's that meme? It's like, shoot them all again to make sure they're really dead. And so I was like, what?
It's like, oh, that's what I said. It was like, like my luck, like they would forget to shoot me, or like take Zach's advice, you'd hide underneath a body.
Oh yeah,
which is good advice.
Zach,
but then
solid.
like I would get up from underneath the rubble at the end of the battle and be like, the whole like we lost the battle, and like the whole battlefield is like overtaken by the enemy, and so then I'd just flip at that point. I'd be like, hey, good
blended.
Yeah, good win tonight, guys. Like let's keep this momentum on the Western Front. I'm gonna pick up some ice cream sandwiches and some So like they have black raspberry chip from Graders over here because I have to have it like yesterday.
Where's the closest Graders, y'all? I got you on these.
It's like Speedway gift card too, and you don't have to use it on gas. You can get stuff in the store.
Oh, pita's only? That's cool. That's cool. I make a mean pita.
Clutch cream run.
We're just in the
bro.
trenches. I'm like, is anyone just craving Taco Bell? Like,
Double stack taco.
it's like that Frito burrito from Gold Star.
Oh,
Yeah, Gold Star. Do you guys
Gorito.
have that over here?
Yeah.
Hey,
He's like, yeah, we have
guys,
dog shit.
Go to,
Gold Star. This is third world. Of course we have Gold Star.
there's like a gold star in every corner in Iran,
Yeah.
and you're just like relieved,
Yeah.
but then like you're like, am I trash?
Why am I excited?
Is Cincinnati no different than Iran?
All right.
Yeah, okay. Other news in the
Yeah, you go to Iran, it's just Cincinnati.
it's-
Like it's just like the exact.
They
There's like a streetcar.
modeled Tehran. Yeah. Tehran's like, yeah, with this streetcar, we deal with it. Tax dollars for the streetcar. I can't deal with it.
It's like, where did you guys been hiding?
Our
this?
soccer team hasn't won a playoff game in 29 years.
That's
Okay.
amazing.
Elsewhere on the Twitter trend, Ricky Gervais, good monologue.
Oh yeah.
Gervais.
What?
Yep.
It's Gervais.
Oh, okay. Zach Kramer.
I thought it was Gervais.
No
Gervais,
matter what
whatever,
it is, yeah,
Zach's always
Zach's
right.
Zach's Mr. Cinema, Mr. Anything related to movies. So, did you watch the Golden Globe, Zach?
Just his monologue.
Yeah,
He twittered
that was pretty funny.
I watched it.
It
I
was
watched it for
like
2
leave
hours,
it to Ricky
and
Gervais to freaking roast people to their face, and they still applaud him.
Yeah, that's what
I watched it for 2 hours. The Golden
I did
Globes.
too.
And that's when I fell asleep because I was like, "Who the hell are these people?"
Wait a minute, who are you? Have you seen that video? It's like a '90s video. And
Yeah.
this kid.
Yeah, they little kid.
Have you seen?
Yeah.
It? They said like Carson Wentz leaving the huddle with his receivers. Wait a minute. But yeah, that was funny. Zach, I saw your tweet. I thought you would be the type to be like, oh, actually, Ricky Gervais, like
Gervais.
you.
No, he created The Office, so Zach is. Like,
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Never mind.
him and Stephen Merchant were the creator of the original.
Oh, I thought you were gonna. I could see you tweeting like, actually, you used your platform to talk about Brexit.
Plus, I love it's like Ghost Town and The Invention of Lying. Fantastic movies. Plus, his stand-up's really funny.
Okay.
Yeah, Ricky Gervais can kind of do no wrong.
Hey, IMDb exists, everyone.
Uh,
Just in case you guys want to flip the podcast off during those 15 seconds.
And also, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood cleaned up. Every award went to that movie, and I still don't know what that movie's about.
Wasn't that
It wasn't.
good? I didn't even see it.
Wasn't.
And it wasn't that
It
good.
wasn't that good. Trust me. Save your money.
A Marriage Story was somehow put in there.
Yeah, who's the actor? Driver? Is that his name?
Adam Driver.
Yeah,
Kylo Ren.
And he
yeah.
what I thought was funny was that I read something. I don't know why I was reading it, but it was like he can't stand to see himself act in movies. Like
Yeah, because he walked out of like they played a clip from A Marriage Story in a radio interview.
Yeah.
And he like walked out of the interview, like he like disconnected or whatever because he didn't want to hear himself from The Marriage Story. And it
That
was,
would
like,
be
a
so
thing.
me. Like when I'm editing these podcasts, I cannot stand listening to my own voice.
but like
I was like that at
It's
first,
like-
but
yeah,
now,
I'm
now
over
I
it.
don't care.
Well, Scotty, your voice is deep and sultry, and Shelby, you have that
Damn,
perfect
standing
radio
already
announcer
then.
voice. But my voice is just—it's like, has this guy ever spoken into a microphone before? Does he know that he sounds like utter dog shit?
And then Nathan comes on the pod and he acts like he just had soda for the first time.
Yeah, he sounds like a 12-year-old hopped up on high C.
That's amazing.
at your cousin's birthday party.
But
I'm gonna go back and listen to the entire episode with that image in my head.
but yeah, go back and listen to our mega episode. That guy was like freaking I don't know, a raptor during Jurassic Park.
It's almost as
Who's
if
this Coke
he
guy?
believes that he should be giving a speech to millions of people about things he really cares about.
But anyway, that I found it funny that like he was Adam Driver. Is that his name? Adam.
Yep.
Yeah, he was nominated for an award, and like they played a clip of the Marriage Story, so I thought he would like storm out of the Oscars. So I thought that would have been funny.
You thought he'd storm out of the Oscars?
Or sorry,
when they
the
played a
Golden
clip of
Globes.
the Golden Globes?
Sorry, the Golden Globes.
Whoops. Do you think The Marriage Story will even get nominated for an Oscar? I mean, like I watched
It's
it.
a
It was
Netflix
just kind of
movie,
like
so no.
depressing. Yeah, but like, so why
Yeah.
was it in a Golden Globe?
They don't nominate. They don't. I think it's the Golden Globes. They don't nominate Netflix stuff.
Dude, the Golden
Oscars.
Globes
It's
is just
documentary.
like knockoff. Like I don't understand
Yeah,
what
it's
they
Oscars.
are.
It's Oscars light.
Yeah,
but they include
it
television.
Sucks.
Yeah,
It's like
so
not
Leos
good to
are
me.
allowed to win them.
Yeah, Leo's allowed to win them. Did he win one?
I have no idea. I just assumed like every time I turned around, it was like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood won something again. And I saw Leo on stage with Brad Pitt talking about it, but I don't know if he won something individually. I know Brad Pitt did, but
Oh, okay. Yeah, how about Ricky
Probably won
Gervais
Best Supporting
with the Harvey Weinstein joke though?
oh yeah,
He's like, "Oh, you knew about it."
yeah. He's like, I know it was your
Well,
friend.
I thought I think my favorite joke was the Sacha Baron Cohen one about Facebook and Mark Zuckerberg. That one was my favorite.
I like the dude. One of the dudes came up. I think he like hosts. He's the one that like constructs the Golden Globes. He's just like Ricky Gervais said, like he had a British accent. He's like said that this would be his last time. He's like, can we get that in writing?
I liked. He said Felicity Huffman made the license plate in jail.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
Elsewhere.
He said something about Jeffrey Epstein not killing himself.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
No, I said Harvey Weinstein, and then you thought I was talking about.
Oh
Jeffrey
yeah, I flipped those.
Epstein.
Elsewhere on Twitter, hashtag ruin a movie with a word. While we're on this, Scotty,
Oh, man.
you know
Okay.
you know movies more than anyone I know, and anyone I ever
Yeah.
will meet.
Right.
So like, give me a movie that you can ruin with a word.
Oh man. Okay. How about you give me a movie and I'll ruin it with a word, because my mind is just so filled with movies and just knowing them better than Zach that I just
Yeah. How about like Along Came Polly? That's a Shelby movie.
That's a total Shelby movie.
Zip.
With one word. Nuts.
No, I think you're missing the prompt here. It's like
I think I am too.
it's like, so I'll give you an example. So like
Oh, like take out one of the words.
instead of the movie Jaws,
Yeah.
So instead of the movie Jaws, like you know how the poster of the movie is a girl swimming and a bunch of ocean and then the shark's face. Instead of Jaws, you call it Paws, and it's like instead of a shark, it's a golden retriever. Like actually, like
Oh.
yeah,
Oh. Yeah. Along came.
Holly Holm, and it's like just a UFC fighter beating the shit out of Ben Stiller.
Along came Molly, where it's just Ben Stiller tripping on. MDMA.
I like that.
Along
actually.
came Molly. That's good. He's like homeless on a bench.
Molly. How
How about instead of the movie Up, it's just called Sup, and it's like this old guy just like creeping on these younger girls in like a house that floats. Like he tricks them into the house, and then it floats up in the air. He's like, "Well, you're not going anywhere."
It's like, yeah. So it's the implication at that point.
Quick update: UT Arlington down 11 with 30 seconds left.
It's over.
No.
Oh no.
You
That's
love to
bad.
see
That's
it.
tough.
You call
So
it
follow
Bad
that
Beat
account.
Monday. That's the Bad
Maybe
Beat Monday.
some followers will cheer him up. I don't know him at all, but I can't wait to read his
Yeah.
timeline.
He's
now
maybe
that
got
they
he's maybe got a month left to live. The loan shark's gonna.
Yeah. How about it's just them.
Yeah,
It's just a bunch
I
of
like
clowns.
I like Lit instead of It when it's it's
Stephen King's lit.
and it's
Yeah, it's
Pennywise
it's
with
a
weed
clown.
in his mouth and like a backwards
I-
hat
yeah.
and
it's
a
like-
monster in his hand.
Or
Yeah.
Pennywise at a DJ booth said some.
My name's not Pennywise. It's Kyle.
You want a balloon? Take it. I
Pennywise
don't
is my
care
stage
if you
name.
want it or not. I don't care.
My stepdad's expecting me home.
What's
I don't care. I'm gonna punch the drywall.
Zach?
anyway.
You know movies a little bit less than Scotty. Give us a movie to dissect.
Ooh, let's see. I'm trying to go with something topical. Oh god, this is horrible radio.
I think it's great because it's just showing how you don't
terrible.
know movies. All right,
Uncut. I got one. Uncut DMs where it's just like a a bunch of like horrible like dudes like fucking basement dwellers and like DMs to like actresses, and they're like, oh, show me nudes, like, oh, you fucking suck, bitch, like, you fucking, you know what I mean? Which is so
I want
right.
that. I want that piece
I'll
of
give you that
audio
one.
taken out, where it's just like, oh, you fucking suck, bitch.
I know, right? How about Force Trump?
No, just
Saw that on
see it
Twitter. Instead of Forrest Gump.
You can't even come up with your own shit. You got to pull shit from Twitter.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You don't know movies.
22 Fuck Street.
Wow.
Okay.
That's the
That's
tweet.
it. Yeah. So someone did instead of The Exorcist, it's The Exercise, and you know that dude that like the priest who's just like looking into the window with the suitcase.
Yeah.
There's just a gif of him jumping. I just sent it in the DMs. Oh, I hear the vibrate.
Zach and Miri make a Cosmo where it's just like they're making drinks at a bar.
Sex Toy Story.
What?
Oh God.
Sex Toy Story.
So like a sex toy story.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're good on that. Any other good movies come to mind? Best. The Godfather's Pizza.
I'm sure I'll come up.
Thank you for eating the pizza. you like the pie?
It's hood fellas. It's just a couple people trapping, but they also gotta find a way to get Ray Liotta out of jail.
Miracle Whip on 34th Street.
Miracle Whip. The hockey players like it more than mayonnaise.
I'm trying for a Titanic.
Not Saving Private Ryan.
They're just like,
hey guys, let's not.
They're like, hey, you guys want to go home?
just go on and move on.
Like it's like we've had 500,000 people die in this war, and we're going for one guy just because his 3 stupid brothers got themselves killed. Yeah, Why don't we save Tom Hanks? He's an American treasure. Screw Matt Damon. I would rather have Tom
Pulp
Hanks. Pulp
nonfiction, where it's just all true.
Yeah, it turns out it's just a Ken Burns documentary.
Like The Good, the Bad, and the Fugly, where it's just like a really ugly chick on the cover, and she's like the ugly friend.
Okay, how about we end with Cats? That's already ruined.
Instead
Okay.
yeah.
You could do Dogs. No, Cats is the movie that everyone hates. And it sucks.
Okay.
The new one.
Right. Do the music.
That's not a good one to end on. Do another one.
I'm really trying so hard.
Vincible. Instead of Invincible.
It's Mark Wahlberg, but he's fat.
It's Mark Wahlberg, but he actually sucks and fails at everything.
He just has to work at the bar for the rest of his life.
Rudy Released.
the Dark Knight, just like the Light Knight.
False.
Yeah, the Dark Knight Rises. The Dark Knight falls.
The Broke book. It's like the Notebook, but it's like 2 dudes who have a really good friendship, but they get Alzheimer's.
The Uber driver instead of taxi driver. It's like, hey, how's your
driver for the
yeah? You been busy tonight? Like that's.
You want some mints? I got water back there. I got a charger, but it's definitely not for the type of phone that you have.
Then the low budget sequel, The Lyft Driver.
Oh yeah. Fight Club, you just make it Book Club. It's like, don't talk about Book Club. All right.
All right.
I think we're good.
That was good.
All right. You want to do irrational reactions?
Let's
End
do
the
it.
show?
Oh, I'm so lit.
End the show? I don't
Who
want
goes
to end
first?
it.
Ending.
Well, then you should have been here when
Oh,
we
you
started.
went there.
Maybe shut your fucking mouth.
Oh, you stupid bitch.
Oh, you stupid bitch.
Hey, you stupid fucking bitch.
That might be the only thing Zach does consistently that's funny that won't be funny anymore the next time he
time
does
will
it.
suck.
I know, fuck me, right?
All right, who am I counting in?
Scotty.
Yourself.
I'm going last.
I'll go second. Scotty, you were late.
Okay,
All
Scotty
right.
goes first.
All right, great.
Because you were late, yep.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, no. McCarthy signs 5-year deal to be Cowboys HC. Head chef? Damn, good deal. Rams moving on from DC Phillips after 3 seasons. Phillips doesn't care. DC, acronym boys. Cowboys expected to hire Mike Nolan as the new DC. I wonder if he'll still wear suits on the sideline. James Jones, McCarthy's offense, perfect for Dak. What does James Jones know anything about McCarthy's offense? Oh, besides that he played for them? Yeah, real talk. Go coach. Brady played through foot injury suffered in December. Of course he did, because he's 43 and he needs a reason to play again and an excuse for why they lost. Shines winners and losers. Carroll, Hawks likely to increase Lynch's workload. You see, I just skipped Shine because fuck
nice
Shine.
cop out there.
I thought you guys would catch it earlier, and it didn't. And
I
then
caught
had to
it.
Repeat it. Carroll, Hawks. Oh. I thought you guys
Go
liked
ahead.
it, though.
I loved it.
You didn't like it? End of the Pats dynasty? I actually think so. Carroll, Hawks likely to increase Lynch's workload. Lynch, are we just all going to ignore the fact that Lynch is just Marshawn Lynch is just garbage now? Evaluating Tua a unique challenge for NFL teams. Wow, Tua's hip is a challenge. Eagles Jenkins, I won't be back. Under same deal. Leroy Jenkins.
Leroy Jenkins.
All right, so at least I still got my fried chicken.
All right, chumps, let's do this.
Oh, God damn it. God damn it,
God
Jenkins.
damn it, Leroy.
All right.
We'll probably do worse than we usually do. Abdul, can I get a number crunch on that? All right, count me
All
in.
right. 3, 2, 1, go.
McCarthy signs 5-year deal to be Cowboys head coach. Senator Joseph McCarthy clearing all what did he get? What was he about? Communist out of
you
Dallas.
go.
Yeah, there it is.
You're
Rams
doing
moving
great,
on from
sweetie.
DC Phillips after 3 seasons. Wade standing like on Sunset Boulevard with a cowboy hat on, like, what am I supposed to do? Cowboys expected to hire Mike Nolan as new defensive coordinator. Is there any more perfect name for a guy who's just like probably like an actual communist from the 50s who wears a suit? James Jones, McCarthy's offense perfect for Dak. Hoodie season, though, underneath the jersey, not perfect for McCarthy. Brady played through foot injury suffered in December. Have your kid kiss it. Shines winners and losers. End of Pat's dynasty. Shine being a loser, talking about a losing dynasty, not something I want to read. No, thank you. Carroll,
us
Hawks
winners.
likely to increase Lynch's workload. I thought those were banned way back in the 60s. Evaluating Tua a unique challenge for NFL teams. You mean like evaluating every quarterback's a unique challenge for NFL teams? Eagles Jenkins, I won't be back under same deal. He's a big Roosevelt's New Deal plan.
Damn it! No! He took it! Oh!
You wanted to go last, fat ass.
That's true. All right, somebody count me in.
Lynch's workload. Damn.
Yeah,
I know.
I went there.
Brutal.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
McCarthy signs 5-year deal to be Cowboys head coach. Hopes to have 5 wins at the end of the deal. Rams moving on from DC Phillips after 3 seasons. Are the Cowboys still hiring? Cowboys expected to hire Mike Nolan as new DC. Cowboys don't play in Washington, D.C. James Jones, McCarthy's offense perfect for Dak. Yeah, because if I learned anything from the NFL, it's that Dak Prescott and Aaron Rodgers are exactly alike. Brady played through foot injury, suffered in December. Likely story, you old ass bitch. Shine's winners and losers. End of Pat's dynasty. Thanks, Shine. Now we're gonna have another 20 years of a Pat's dynasty. You fucking hack. Carroll, Hawks likely to increase Lynch's workload. Added 2 metric tons of Skittles into his contract and performance incentives. Evaluating Tua a unique challenge for NFL teams. Yeah, I'm sure they'll get it just as wrong as they did Lamar Jackson. Dumbasses. Eagles Jenkins. I won't be back under same deal. Fuck you, Shelby. I really wanted to do a new deal joke.
I don't think I laughed once.
Okay, mine was
I don't think I
better
laughed
than
once at
Zach's.
Zach's.
I did not laugh once at Zach's.
You didn't like any of those. Okay, that's fair.
That's our show.
Is mine better? Was mine better?
Yeah, yours is the best out of all of us.
Oh, let's go! New era, 2020.
Yeah, broken clock is right twice a day.
Nikola Jokic just has 46 points career high.
Oh,
Hey, that's
he's
pretty
going to
cool.
celebrate with 46 ounces of mayo.
Or 1,000, what are those,
So
chalupas?
just gonna
What is
eat
it?
straight up sticks of butter.
What is the thing that was on when he got drafted?
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell chalupa.
Quesarito.
Quesarito,
Which is
there it
actually legendary. Hey, Zach, didn't your brother say when he first met me that he was just like, oh, I knew you would have, like, you had a really good radio voice, but I just thought you'd be fatter. I'm like, damn.
I don't recall that, but he's high probably 23 hours a day, so I'm sure he doesn't remember it either.
Shelby,
Yeah?
your thoughts?
We don't stone shame on this podcast.
No, we
Shelby?
don't.
You are live.
You are live.
Listeners, we
That's our
are
show?
gone until Thursday. See you later.
Mwah.
Just thought that I had to be in Compton soon. I gotta get drunk before the day begins. Before my mother starts bitching about my friends. About to go and damn near went blind. Young niggas on the path throwing up gang signs. I went in the house to get the clip with my Mac 10 on the side of my head. I bailed outside and I pointed my weapon. Just as I thought, the fools kept stepping. I jumped in the flow, hit the juice of my ride. I got front and back, side to side. Then I let the Alpine play. I was pumping new shit by NWA. It was gangsta gangster at the top of the list. Then I played my own shit, it went something like this. Cruising down the street in my 6'4", jocking the bitches, slapping the hoes.